we're going to be playing the Infectious Madness of Doctor Dekker. Now, I see that Mr. News has completed this game. So, we can replay. Let's start with a new game. We're going to start
The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip.
That's
why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Dekker?
I can see people's dreams.
I've set up an experiment.
My dad is trying to hurt me.
Quantum suicide. Have you heard of it?
If I concentrate hard enough,
It's a strange game.
and I know when the person's going to be asleep,
I really appreciate this.
I can have the dream with them.
Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood.
It feels like the paintings are watching me.
Sometimes, when I walk through a door, it takes me somewhere else. Literally, somewhere else.
God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman involved. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered.
Starts as a door-to-door saleswoman. Double glazing, probably.
Dr. Dekker, I think we both know what you dreamed about last night.
I've seen its silhouette changing through the window.
Because he thinks I'm evil. Because I can see things other people can't.
On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time.
I did what you said, Doctor. They arrested me.
Which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world, no matter how much chaos that would cause.
I thought you were supposed to fix me.
I'm telling you, it's eating people. And you're just laughing.
You're insane, Doctor.
Listen to me! You're not listening! It's your only bloody job!
Doctor, you're late. And after all those promises, never mind, let's not keep the pace. You're late. And after all those promises, you're late.
You're late.
And after all those promises, never mind. Doctor, you're late. And after all those promises, never mind, let's not keep the patients waiting. And if you want anything, just... Oh, sorry, I forgot. I'm not going to be here. The police still have some questions they want to ask about, you know. And then after that, I'm dropping in to see Ben. He's still in shock, and I thought we'd show we cared. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? Good. Anyway, I hope you're all caught up on Dr. Dekker's tapes. I think Mariana is in first, but I'm sure they'll all become a blur by the end of the day. I'll see you later. Or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. I'll leave it to you then.
And it begins. The madness begins.
Dr. Dekker's murder was sudden, brutal. It's terrible. The doctor. 2 weeks. 2 weeks I had of rolling days. No do-overs. No Monday. I wouldn't kill anyone though. I'd have to keep doing it, wouldn't I?
Plot.
Few things seem to move me forward.
It does indeed. So, let's see.
Dr. Dekker was a complex man.
Mr. Dekker.
I spent a lot of time with him, but he won't remember it that way.
Let's get up this chat and see what all of you delectable souls.
I saw the conflict that Dr. Dekker was going through. Let's just say you might look back on your life and think there's nothing you would have done differently. No 2 days were alike for him in the end. Like he couldn't decide what to do with himself. He was like a kid in a sweet shop. He had so many options, he didn't know what to do. I suppose if you take too long picking, all your options run away. As far as Dr. Dekker was concerned, we had Monday, then moved on to Tuesday. But me, I had Monday 5, 10, 50 times before I got to Tuesday.
What do you mean there, boy? It sounds like you're going mad.
I watched that Bill Murray film, Groundhog Day, to see if there's any clues.
Hello
To
there.
see if there's any clues. That's how bad it's got. I'm looking for a cure in a Hollywood movie. Can you help me, Doctor?
I'm currently waiting on a parcel, so I may have to cut this stream short at some point. But
it's like those montages you get in movies.
Before I have to
Time
disappear.
passes, you wake up,
It's very cold
shave,
outside.
if you feel like it, shower, get dressed. What's the point? You get this day over and over. Nothing changes.
It was so
Am I in
cold, I felt
purgatory,
like
Doctor?
it was the winds of Siberia.
I don't know how, but
How is everyone
thank you,
today?
Doctor. This
Is
is
the
our
Legion
first time
strong?
around, and I trust you.
I trust that the Legion is strong.
I'm Nathan Peel. I'm a supermarket worker from, well, hell, really. Sometimes it looks different. Sometimes the birdsong will change, or the weather will be less bleak. Or that person who nodded at you yesterday doesn't do it today. But it doesn't usually change. You need a tragic event to change. Like a murder. I didn't see the driver. It was my fault. I pulled out and the lorry just rammed me. Well,
The favourite
and
artist Zayn dropped
she was
his
sat next
new
to me.
album trailer.
I was in
We're
shock.
talking about the
obviously.
legend of Zayn
And when I
Malik.
came to, she was so close to me. It was like she was trying to hug me. But it wasn't right. Not natural.
As if we are, I'm going to
It's
show you
a
something
mental
very
motion
funny.
thing. That was 5 years ago. Because I'm stuck between this day and the next. Most of the time, anyway. My fiancée, my childhood sweetheart. We met at secondary school. She was head girl, I was the quiet one. She liked computer games, so I instantly fell for her. I proposed in Goldshire. She said she didn't date elves, so I leveled up to a human necromancer and asked again. Sorry, it's Warcraft? We spent a lot of time on there. I've been shrunk for that already. If I had that day again, I wouldn't make the same mistake. Hannah would still be alive. We'd probably have a family by now. I haven't had any relationships.
There is a character in Star Wars. It's called Darth Malik. This is the father of Zayn Malik from One Direction. That is his father.
I was fine for quite a while after the accident. Well, being treated for depression.
This is
I thought I was
not-
cured.
Every time I
It was
hear
only
the
recently
name
after meeting Dr. Dekker that I
Malik.
had a strange
It's
deja
actually
vu.
a Sith Lord from a
I'm
game
exhausted.
called Star Wars
Doctor,
Old
is our time
Republic
up?
that I used to play on the PC when I was around the time of 9 in 1942.
We played World of Warcraft
Yes,
a lot.
very old game.
I guess it's not the cool
We
thing
used
to
to
do
have to
anymore.
crank the wheel
But
to
we had a lot of
generate
memories
power,
there.
you see,
To
for
be honest,
the
it reminds me a lot of life
for the
now.
electricity.
The same thing over and over again. Bring me X bunnies to make a stew. Y badger
Our
teeth.
internet was on a
Rinse,
fan belt
repeat.
that was operated.
Maybe I'm just
on
grinding
top.
life.
Shout out to Sharpnel. How you doing, my friend? Let me show you my mask. Well, let me shine some light on the situation. I was just giving our friend Napoleon a little lesson on Darth Malik. There we go. That's a bit better. Right. Many indeed. But yes, this is the mosque. He's just on lunch. Very good. Very good. I'm going to have to take this mask off because it's getting very hot.
Yeah. But it's like proper eye slits for it and everything. It's a mask I was on about before that I had someone make for me in Somerset. Yeah, if I wanted the colourways to be the opposite way around, because it's normally white and black, isn't it? But yeah, we're playing this game again anyway. Frito may return in a minute.
I'm not really fit for work anymore. I work in produce.
Mr. Frito from afar, you look like a Power Ranger.
Fruit and veg
That's the evilest Power Ranger you'd ever see.
Over and over again. My muscles don't seem to have grown much.
Mr. Frito shall
I think
return.
that maybe I'm not aging. When
In
the
about
day
30
resets,
minutes.
I just reset with it.
Thank you, man.
I used to be a builder.
Yeah, I completed this game yesterday. Who do you think the killer was out of the people that you've seen from this game? I don't know if you watched that stream, but
No.
who do you think the killer was? Because
can't
I was
move
very
backwards
surprised who the
anymore
killer
that
was
day.
in the end.
I don't really seem
Because you
to
were able
control
to
it.
accuse all
It's
of the
generally
patients
always
and your
on.
assistant. You
I
could
have to try
accuse
and
yourself, but
change
you could
something
accuse
to
all
it.
the patients and you could accuse your assistant. And who I thought it wasn't. And the second person I thought it wasn't. And then it turned out to be someone completely different. Bro,
Can you move your light?
you're like the best detective. I did not think it was Nathan. Like, real talk, I generally thought I heard Mr. Frito destroy Genio's career. Yeah, I did. I had to hold up GMG News and I said to him, stop ghostwriting for him. That's what the struggle was yesterday when we were on the boat. Did you not hear the seagulls? Yeah, Sharp now. You are 100% right. But I didn't think it was Nathan. I thought Nathan was shifty, but I didn't think he was the killer. Because in the live stream, Mariana was saying some very deeply disturbing things. Aaron was saying some very deeply disturbing things.
Most of my days
Who else was
a
it?
blur. I'm not sure if it's the sleeping
Bryce.
tablets I'm on or just how I've learned to switch
I
off.
thought he had some sort of motive. And Claire was the person I thought it was. And Jaya. I didn't think it was Nathan. It turned out to be Nathan. I know, it was Nathan Drake all along.
I'm on temazepam. Dr. Dekker prescribed them for me. He thought I would sleep through to a whole new
He just
day.
came across as defensive and sus as fuck. Oh mate, the further it goes along, you find out that he could have stopped his fiancée from dying, and he didn't do shit. He basically just let her drive out.
I think you're supposed to tell me
And
what's
he
wrong
also
with me.
makes out that he can
Isn't that how it
teleport as well. That was the new
The
one.
police keep
There's another guy as well who came on here who said that like, every time someone told him, you know the saying when someone says one door closes, another door opens. Or Dr. Dekker told one of these patients who obviously wasn't right of mind that is literally true. And because he thought that was true, he was literally closing doors, opening doors, but in his head he was imagining like he was somewhere completely else, but he wasn't. He was blacking out in that time until he got to another door, and then by the time he got to another door, second he touched another door, he'd then think that he'd like walked to that area. It didn't trust. This game got very
I work for myself.
very
I
mind-boggling.
I find on the beach and sell them online.
So yeah.
I spend a lot of time at the beach. It's just way more relaxing than anywhere else. You should come with me one
Trust.
day.
I appreciate
show
buying
you
this
all
game
of the
though.
sights.
I think you get to learn a bit about yourself with playing these sort of games.
I do suffer from
Because
blackouts,
you
which
have
is
to ask them
strange
questions.
because
Like
I
now
can
I'm
hold
just
my breath for a
cycling through
really long
questions and
time.
just asking questions. But yesterday when I was doing it for the very first time, And well,
Dr.
Nap's seen
Dekker
it, Jenny
thought
has
it
seen
was
it, Stanley's
anxiety
seen it, I know you've seen it
originally.
as well, I know other people seen it.
Then he
Like,
worked
I
it
always
out.
proper try to analyse these people like I was some sort of psychiatrist or something. I even had, I think JC even said to me, "Are you a detective?" or something like that. Like,
Dr. Dekker thought I had
I had to
generalized
really try
anxiety
like study
disorder.
this game.
GAD, because of the blackouts. He thought I was breathing badly. Do you think I'm breathing badly?
I need to think anyway. What's the hat that he has? He has that like, I forget the name of the hat. It's an old like 12th century,
You can check my
13th
breathing
century
if you
sort
want.
of hat.
Do you
He
want
has,
me
and he
to
has
lie
that cloak
down?
as well.
Can you tell just by looking at me?
I might do that one day on the street.
I'm
Just
not
come
worried
on,
about it, just
fully in costume and just
if
sit
you
down.
are.
Hello, it's Frida.
I'm not sure holding my breath too long is causing blackouts. I mean, it could, but I don't remember ever having a blackout when I'm holding my breath.
Do you know something as
I
well that I've
normally
thought
black
throughout the
out
whole
when I'm
time of me
dancing.
playing this game, but I haven't told
I
anyone?
like dancing.
I thought that in the
Do
background
you
the
like
pictures
dancing?
actually spell out some sort of weird word, so I've been trying to make words out of like the symbols on the pictures, because if you look at the pictures, the first picture looks like maybe an M, and then maybe an O, and then maybe a W, and then maybe an O, and I was like thinking to myself like, oh, that's like... No, it's the same game, it's just I've gone
You
back
think my
and I
dancing
have to get
causes my
more answers,
blackouts?
so I've got to ask more
No, I know it's
questions.
the last thing I remember,
I've
but
already
I don't
messed my
think it's
playthrough
that.
up though, because
Sometimes
how
I
I was
remember
supposed to do
more,
it was
but
to do it without no hints, and I
I'm
pressed the
tired
hint by
now.
mistake. So I'm just going to
Is that
play
it
this
for
through to the
today?
end and see what options we can change.
I dance a lot at nightclubs. I know most of the nightclubs around here. My favorite is the Pearl because they sell cheap vodka shots all night.
But this is the thing, if I ask her about alcohol, she says she don't
I
drink.
don't drink.
See? Conflicting information already. Yeah man, they do look like letters. That's what I mean, I thought it was some sort of code, because I don't
Dancing
know,
is
maybe
good
I'm
for
a
you
bit too
in
much of a
so
gamer
many
like that, but
ways.
whenever I
Just
see something
turn the music
like
up, close
in a
your
game,
eyes, and
I'm like, that
let
could be
yourself
something,
go.
that could be something, that could
You
be
should try it
something.
sometime.
If you pull that book, that might open a bookshelf, and that might open a doorway, or or there might be something underneath the mat, or I don't know.
Well, that's why you're here, isn't it?
It's quite
If
weird
you're
as well,
Paxton,
because at the end of this
who's a good
game,
listener.
you find out
I hope you are.
that weirdly, where you're sat right now, where she's sat, there's a chair, like, well, technically like where we would be sat right now because of the position of where we're looking at it, and right behind, directly behind you, she's looking at a window. There's a big open pane window, and it says the name of the psychiatrist, like,
Dr.
private
Dekker could
company.
really
And it's
get
weird because
inside
the camera pans out from looking at
It
the
was,
last person that you accused, which is obviously the person who did it.
unsettling.
It pans out, you don't see
You
you,
let him do it.
and then it comes back, and then you
Part
see
of
the
process,
window,
I
and then it like
guess.
leaves the area. And I was like, what the hell? But it was like I was saying yesterday, it's the
He
weirdest
eventually
ending I've ever
decided it wasn't anxiety,
received for a
but
game. I still need to go
I'm
back
gonna
and
tell
finish
you
the
when
late
the
shift, to be
final
fair, because I
diagnosis.
got one
We should
ending I
have a
need
fresh
to
start.
unlock. I probably
I
would
don't
have to
want you
use a guide in order
influenced
to
by
do
the
that.
prognosis.
But there's some other ones as well. There's another one which is like the
I want to stop
the
having
shape-shifting
blackouts.
detective. That's another game. That's
I want
by
to
Wales
stop waking up
Interactive. That
at the beach.
I might look into getting at some point, because I think
I
that's
want
like
to
a
remember
$5, and I
those
get
entire
I get
evenings.
paid tomorrow, so I could get that tomorrow.
Suggest anything that might help.
But I'll be honest,
Will you do it for me?
I might complete this and just
Will
jump
you
into
watch
Star
me
Wars
see what
Races,
happens?
because I got some real Star Wars Races vibes right now. I was watching, well, I know Sharpnell's probably seen it, the Old Republic, you know, the cutscenes for the Old Republic, when they used to do the logs. So someone's compiled them all together. It's like 47 minutes long, and this morning, I don't know why. It's probably due to like, because YouTube suggests content for you based off the algorithm of whatever it is that you watch. I watch a lot of Star Wars fact file videos and stuff like that. It just come up this morning. I just started listening to it with my headphones on wirelessly, just like walking around my house, and I was like, oh, this is actually really sick. And yeah, I enjoyed that.
So, it's a date then. I'll let you know when.
How is
That's what
everyone
Dr.
today
Dekker
anyway?
would
We
say.
all good?
Wow. Let's get straight to it then. I'm not sure I feel comfortable speaking with you about that at the moment.
We good, man. Good. Yeah. I'm trying to think who is the one I
I
watched the
hold my
most.
breath when I'm
I watched
swimming
Star Wars Theory.
underwater.
Oh, no, I'll tell you.
Most people do.
I watched Star
Sometimes,
Wars
if I'm
Theory.
really excited, I'll hold my
I
breath
watched the
accidentally.
Star Wars Reading
Just for a
Club
few
as well.
seconds.
It's got a picture of like
I don't
Thrawn.
know why.
It's Thrawn, but he's like reading a book. You've probably seen it. It's quite a popular one on YouTube. But yeah, what was the one I was watching recently? Oh, I was watching ones about the 501st and how they were trained, and how the ARC troopers were trained differently compared to
I
the
love
normal
the
clone
beach.
troopers.
Until somebody
Because
tells
of
me
their
it's
armor
gonna
and
kill
their
me,
insignia,
I'll keep
because obviously
going.
like with the clothes. I thought that was quite
Ever
cool
been
how
addicted to something, Doctor?
obviously they're all cloned off the DNA of one person, well, bar all the other clones that were not cloned off him, but majority of them were all cloned off, you know, the one person. But because of their different ranks and their armor and
thought
whatever
so,
else,
when I
like how they
first saw
decorated
you.
their armor,
We should get
how
on
they
great.
went up in the ranks, the different types of troopers that they were. I thought it was cool, all the different uniforms and helmets that they had.
I've been a patient
I like the
here
Ahsoka
for
ones that the
3 months. Today
Clone
is my
Division
patient birthday.
did their
Do I get a
helmets
cake or
for
something?
in season 7. I think it's season 7 or season 6, the very last season of the Clone Wars. Was watching a channel earlier called E.C. Henry, where he makes high-res models of blurry background ships in films. That sounds sick. That sounds sick, bro.
That's okay, I wasn't really expecting one.
I'll be honest, you know what I was watching this morning? Do you remember the 1990s, I think it was 1990s, or it was in the 90s, the Spider-Man cartoon?
Dr. Dekker
I was
was
watching a couple of them.
fine.
I love the theme tune.
He had good relationships with his
That
patients, as far as I know. I'm not sure why anyone would want him dead. When I wake up, my hair is dry, but
Yeah, I watch a lot of
pretty hot
Star
at the
Wars
moment.
videos.
I
It's
get
weird.
baked
The only
quickly
two
by the
like
sun.
things I can watch lore on.
It's possible I've been
Yeah,
in
man,
sea
that's the
during
one
my
thing I love
blackout.
about Disney Plus. Well, you got it as well, haven't you? Cause you watched Mandalorian.
I never
Like I got
find
it on
my
my phone.
clothes. I don't
I've got
know
it on
why
my
I'm naked.
PS4. Haven't got it anywhere else because I got a laptop by there, but my laptop is literally underneath where my TV is, so it kind of be pointless me having it on that. But
Like you're not listening.
I was just going through it yesterday. I was trying to find more Star Wars stuff basically, and I came across their Marvel section because obviously Disney acquired Marvel, and since they acquired Marvel, I typed in Spider-Man just to see what there was, and it was the same series I used to watch as a kid, and I was just like, this is mad because I remember this all so vividly, and yeah, it was nice to watch. I was happy watching that.
I'm Bryce Hemmings.
That's the thing with Disney,
You must
they
be
got
the
enough
new
money
doctor.
and enough
Did you know Dr.
power
Dekker?
to buy everyone. Yeah, I seen a National Geographic part
He
on
was
it
an
as well yesterday.
antagonistic
I was
psycho.
quite intrigued about that. There was one that they
I
had
hope
in
you're
there
not
which
from the
was...
same school of thought.
I think it was about space. I'm sure it was about space. I was watching Simpsons last night. The latest
Originally, I was
series.
suffering with
Like just,
depression.
well, when I finished streaming.
Work was piling
I
up.
finished
I kept
streaming
missing
and there's a video you
deadlines.
guys seen
I
me
wasn't
playing
used to a
online
failure.
when I was playing Call of Duty. I played
got
that like I
depressed.
think about an hour later, but then after that I watched like 2 episodes of The Simpsons with Abby. One episode, because obviously it continues from where you left off. We got like 10-15 minutes in, so I finished that and then we watched the next episode. Rockstar bought the rights to Star Wars now. Huh?
I didn't really
sure?
like
Are
Dr.
they?
Dekker, and for quite a few
What
reasons,
part of Star
actually.
Wars though?
I'd rather talk about my own problems for now, though, if you don't mind.
You gonna make me research that, ain't you? Well, Naps, it seems that somebody's on the same wavelength as you, because there's a guy on Change.org who thinks that he's going to submit 200 sign-ins of people from Rockstar who said Rockstar Games need to be making Star Wars games. EA currently has exclusive rights to Star Wars games, and this needs to change. Disney are not making EA and Star Wars games correctly. This needs to be handed over to the likes of Rockstar. If we can get 200 people to sign this petition, hopefully we'll be able to change this. Yeah, I don't think you will, but fair enough, you tried. To be fair, if Rockstar made a Star Wars game, I'd play it.
You'd think being a
I'm not going to say
grave digger
Rockstar's a
had
bad
perks,
company.
but it
They have
stressful.
made hella good games.
There's a trend
Very
going
strong
towards
company.
burial
Plus,
rather than
did you know that
cremation
Grand
again?
Theft Auto
And as
1,
well as
2, and
running out
3
of space,
was
we're
made in
running out of
Scotland? Because that's where the
competent grave
Rockstar
At
studio
least
is.
ones that can use a shovel, that is. I'm not feeling anywhere near as depressed as I used to, though. Not since I got the extra hour.
Oh, they would microtransaction the hell out of it, man, and it would annoy me. Because I
Only
like
church where
Star
I
Wars
work
games
is
that have been made.
located on
Star
an
Wars
old
games have been made
Norman
by a lot of
Motte
different
Bay.
companies, from like LucasArts,
You can't use
Studios,
mechanical
Forge
diggers or
Studios,
excavators there in case you destroy a relic.
EA. You know, they've gone around. There's a lot of different companies that have made Star Wars games.
I stumbled across a relic myself. An ancient chess piece. A queen, I
Nah,
believe.
you'd be stuck in that.
The
All
best
they'd do
chess
to change
piece.
it, you wouldn't be stuck in the clouds, you'd be stuck in
Freedom of
space. You know what I mean?
But they
You'd just
took
be
it away
staring at, like,
immediately
I
and
don't know,
proclaimed the whole east side of Henley
some sick
Church
planet
a
or
protected
something.
site of
It's like
archaeological
waiting to spawn in.
importance.
So.
Which means we're not
This
allowed
doesn't
to
really
use
make
it
me feel
until
like a
the
Jedi.
archaeologists
I
have
just feel
finished.
like I'm on a spaceship.
I wish I hadn't told anyone.
Yeah, I originally thought
At midnight each
it might have
day,
been Bryce.
time as you know it freezes. In my world, it just slows down to almost a stop. But I don't. I'm free to wander around and do as I please. An hour later, normal reality continues. It's my very own midnight hour.
They need to add Cardiff in Star Wars. Oh yeah, Sharp now. Have you seen that video? I need to find
I'm
it.
a grave digger, Doctor. And people are dying.
So what we're
quicker
talking about
than
is,
we can
you might
bear.
have seen, actually, you might have even seen him in town. There's a guy in town, well not anymore obviously because of COVID and whatever. But there used to be a guy in town who used to wear a cloak, like Yoda's cloak,
Sometimes
and he
I
used to
play
just wear the
chess against
mask,
myself.
and he used to just like
It relaxes
stand
and
in town.
strengthens the mind all at once.
There's a guy who used to stand in town and pretend to be Yoda. He used to have a Yoda mask, and he used to just have like a cloak, and he would stand by. You know what Barclays is in town? You know what Barclays is in town, and then there's the Virgin Lounge just by there. You never saw that? Oh, bro, I need to find it. I made a very short video of it. It is what did I call it? Snaps. What is it called? Use the Force, Yoda. I'm sure that's what it's called. Cardiff Yoda, I think I called it. GNU News. Cardiff Yoda. What? Can't even find it. I need to find this now because damn it. I got way too many videos. What would I put in there? I wonder if I put in one of my playlists. I definitely have the video. I've seen it. I remember. Be right back. Gonna go watch. You found it. Oh, nice. How did you find it? How did you find it? I didn't bloody find it. That's bad. Oh yeah, sure. No, I'm gonna send you something on the Discord. So I did a bit of Star Wars Fallen Order because I did actually have it when it came out a little while ago, just so you can see gameplay of it. But yeah. Shout out to Naps. Thank you, bro. But yeah, it was just
The
random. You know how
church is
Cardiff
relatively
is.
small.
The amount of random people.
The number
I
of
seen a guy
bodies
dressed
they
up as
expect
Darth
us to
Vader
pack
before. This
into the
black dude,
ground is relatively small.
and he literally just had the
The
head.
whole building was
He didn't
once
have
owned by
nothing else.
Scientologists.
He
They
was
handed
sat
it back
with
to the community as a tax break,
with a
I
Cardiff
believe.
City top
Or
on
they'd
and a
finished
pair of
doing
jeans, just
whatever
sat
it
at a
was
bus
they
stop
wanted to
in
do with it.
Cathays before, and I was just like, what the fuck?
It's a bizarre thing to know you have an extra hour every day. I rarely ever sleep until after midnight now, so I can appreciate the extra time. I get a lot of work done in that time. I'm completely caught up. The depression is no longer an issue. 25 hours
I should dress up
is a
like Woody.
blessing for me. But apparently, it's not real, and I'm insane for thinking it is. What do you think, Doctor?
To be fair, I've never done
I'm
cosplay.
not sure I believe in any religion anymore.
That is
I
like
used
the
to believe in
closest
God.
I've ever got to cosplay.
Not anymore.
I've got masks and stuff.
There are too many religions
But
to pick from, don't you think?
I don't know, I think to do a proper cosplay you've got to really study a character. And you've got to like
Then
kind of
we
embody
disagree.
being that character.
Have you watched Zeitgeist,
Or Woody?
Doctor?
Nah.
Some of it is believable, and the
Would be
part
no-
about
I
most
can't even say I
religions
would even
stemming
be
from
no
the same
Disney
basic
character, 'cause
facts.
Disney now own fucking
It's
Star
more
Wars,
likely
so
that they've all got it wrong
I just gotta be
than
quiet,
one of them
basically.
has it right, in my opinion.
And you're right there, man. There are definitely some weird people in Cardiff.
Dr. Dekker would say one thing and do another. He would push me to do things I didn't want to do. He was getting worse towards the end. I'm surprised he didn't kill himself. I thought it would be too early to make a diagnosis, but it's good you're having a go anyway.
I could get the wifey to make me a Wookiee, and you could dress up as Han. What does Han have? He has black utility boots. He has the utility belt. He's got this blaster. He's got that white shirt. No. Is that a white shirt? Yeah, he's got the white shirt. Then he's got the jacket. And what else? I don't know. It depends which version of it, but that'd be expensive
I
as hell.
like chess. I still play sometimes when I can find an opponent. There's
Wookiee and
nothing
Han
more
for Barbie
satisfying
Worldwide.
than planning scores
You're
of
funny,
moves
mate.
in advance and then watching things unfold as you saw them. I shouldn't have told anyone.
That'd be
about
expensive
the queen.
anyway, because I remember you saying about your partner making you the, what was it? The head for the Wookiee. The hair, like the when she threads the hair, like how
I do
expensive
like
it
to
is.
be in control, but then I suppose most people do. Nobody wants life to carry them along helplessly. Everyone wants to kick against it and make their own way. Do you like to be in control, Doctor? Dr. Dekker was very controlling, but he unraveled at the end. Watch out for that, Doctor. He couldn't keep control of everything, of everyone. He just
The hair
set
is
us up
so
like
expensive.
dominoes, but we all
I have to
toppled in
butter it with
unexpected
flowers
ways.
and shit.
You'll find it all out in time, Doctor. Just not today.
I know them ones.
Can't have your head exploding, can we? Yes, Dr. Dekker
Oh yeah,
was
because
murdered.
I don't know if you've
Hell's
seen it in the
secret.
last stream, but
Murder does seem a
lost the
bit
picture off the
harsh,
wall.
doesn't
It fell down, and
And
he
a
smashed into my
grave
head.
dig.
I was sat
I know as much
about
about it as you
there,
do.
and obviously
Less,
to the
I would
wall.
imagine.
It's about that much in distance because I got a radio by there. So I was sat like this and I was playing a game, and I don't know what happened, but off the wall it came down. Well, Nap's seen it, a couple of people have seen it as well, and it just went bang, smashed all over the back, all over my floor. Abby even came out because I think she was filming a video, and she was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "I do not know what just happened." And
I've known a
yeah,
lot of
let's
doctors over the
clean that
years.
up. It was annoying because
Most of them arrogant idiots who think nurses are just there to do their bidding.
I had
or worse.
got glue.
Dr. Dekker was different.
Because last time part of the frame
Had a
had
lot of time
smashed.
for me. He was interested
Well, last
in my
time a corner of the
hobby.
frame had broke. So I had to stick it back together. So I used super glue, pushed it back together, walked up to Asda, used super glue, pushed it back together. It was on the wall. It was fine for like 4 days, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but it just went, boosh, fell.
I'm
And
Ian.
yeah, man.
I'm 25 and I'm a nurse. God, I sound like I'm on
First
one
the
of those
picture,
dating shows.
first the lights, then the frame. I trust. It comes in threes. And the washing machine.
He was a bit offbeat, but yeah, I liked him. But then I like most people. I'm not really looking for love at the moment. I'm sort of married to my work, but in a good way.
I've thought that many times, mate.
I started seeing Dr. Dekker a few months ago. I thought it would be nice to have someone I could talk to about work. It can get a bit stressful sometimes.
Some definitely supernatural vibes of Ray.
It can be sad sometimes. I don't like losing a patient, but that's the job. I don't get stressed about it or anything.
Ellen.
Terry's one of the other nurses at the home. I don't think she
She's got
likes
them
me very
eyes that
much.
like look through your soul. I don't like that. Very piercing.
I work in a nursing home for the elderly. I basically do end-of-life care. The usual things. Making sure the patients are comfortable, making sure they're not in any pain, and I talk to them. I keep them company. Some of them get pretty frightened about what's coming. Well, those of them that aren't out of it on meds. I comfort them. Death is frightening, isn't it? Isn't it what everyone's afraid of? The great unknown. No one should have to face that alone.
Ellen.
I don't like it when patients are heavily sedated, especially when there are alternatives, like herbal remedies.
Maybe you sold your soul to
I mean,
Wish.com.
Imagine if you
version
only
of
had a few
Illuminati.
days or weeks left to live.
Imagine
Would
a
you want to
Wish.com
spend it
version of
asleep?
Illuminati. Wouldn't even be a triangle, it would just be like, we are the, they'd be like that, wouldn't they? They wouldn't have the extra line. And they'd
I'm a
accept
qualified
anyone.
herbalist.
Because they just basically
It's
want
okay,
to
you
get
can
the
laugh.
commission fee for you
Most
joining.
people think herbalism
Like, we
is
are
a
the
joke.
we are Alu.
But I'd much
We are
rather help
Alu.
my patients sleep at night with valerian or
We
passion
sometimes
flower
do bad things,
than
but it's if we
lorazepam,
can raise enough
temazepam,
funds.
or zolpidem.
That'd be like if
It's
the
not the job
Illuminati
that
was
stresses
controlled
me.
by like a GoFundMe page.
It's the people I work with, the other nurses. They're mean to me. I wouldn't. I'd want to see every sunrise and every sunset. I'd want to feel every breath. Everything gets more vivid near death. They call me the angel of death because so many patients have died on my shift. I don't think they mean it. Obviously, it's not my fault. It just seems to happen that way. 3 last month. 3 the month before that, I think. But only 1 so far this month, so that's good. Although one of my patients, Hilda, I don't think she's got long. She's one of the crotchety ones. Always swearing and spitting at me. Never got anything nice to say. Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep or something. She doesn't bother me though. I think it's terrible what happened to him.
Everybody said hello.
So awful.
Everybody said hello.
No one deserves to die like that.
Oh yeah, I got the...
You got what? Don't fall.
I've been seeing him for about 9 months, I think.
The cabin or the bunker? Oh, Absa TV's just said. You got what? Explain, because I only heard half of that.
Cabin dodgers.
Coffin dodgers. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say. So, Wales Interactive don't just make FMV games like the games I have frequently been playing from their company. They also make other games, like racing games, and they also make like 2D platformer sort of games. Abby has bought a game which has also been made by the same company of the people of the game that play right now, Wales Interactive, which is called Coffin Dodgers, where you play as a load of old people that are racing against death to try and win back their souls. Yeah. Have you uploaded gameplay of it? There's gameplay of it up on our channel. It's called Coffin Dodgers. It's like, how much was it? £2 on the store? I think it's £2.50 on the store. Seriously, they look funny. I was going to get it, and then Abby was looking at it, and then she ended up getting it before me, so she's going to play it. Trust.
To be fair, there was only one violent outburst that hardly qualifies as a history of violence. And he provoked
Abby's also bought Surgeon Simulator. What was the other thing that you got yesterday? I think that weird thing.
Oh, Summer in Mara. It's quite good, actually.
And she also bought some game called Summer in Mara, which is like, what is it?
Seeing things that are not there.
It's like a life simulation game where you get to like plant.
Not true in any case.
Do you get to what do you do? You plant crops and like explore other worlds and build settlements and stuff like that.
I stabbed him with a steak knife.
Quite a few little games. I was also watching back some of her gameplay yesterday of The Incredibles. It's quite cool as well when you get the combos on that and it comes up on the screen. I like how the animation, comic sort of art style for
David
that
had been
Lego
having an
game
affair
is.
with his assistant.
I'm actually playing Lego The Force Awakens offline. I'm not actually. Well, I say offline. I'm not recording at this moment in time because I want to complete the game, and then once I complete the game, I'll come back and I will play it on the channel, as I feel like I'll have a better chance of actually getting somewhere in that game.
I'm obsessed with my husband. It's absurd, really. Being rich has perks, but honestly, I would give it all up in a heartbeat if it could free me from this madness.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because he is here, and he shouldn't be.
No. That's not what it's all about.
Lucky to be alive. He almost died. My husband is not a well man. We've been having problems for a while now. His health, if you can call it that, has been deteriorating rapidly in the last few weeks. I can't cope with caring for him anymore. Since our altercation, he's become less and less active. His mind's become less and less active too. Such a delightful conversationalist at one time, now more of an enigmatic husk. David has trouble looking after himself. Sometimes I'll leave the lake house and he's just sitting in the rocking chair on the porch. And when I return the next evening, he's still there, just staring into the stars. He needs help, I know, but I can't hire anybody to care for him.
I did think from the very start of this it was her.
It belonged to my parents, but I don't use it much anymore. I have the main house to myself.
I was surprised, to say the least.
I tried to hurt David once. That's why I'm here, isn't it? I'm not proud of my behavior, but I was very angry. It was a private matter, though. The police should never have been involved.
Oh, how sad. Shall I read to you a comment? I'm going to call this... Do you know what? When someone gives me a little bitch comment, yeah, I'm going to call this woes from the comments. I think Greedo should read this. So this is a little woes from the comments. So, we have some unworthy type who started to cry. My unboxing video of the Mafia trilogy.
Here we go. How did you get that Chicago pack add-on? I do not have it on my copy, and also the cover does not feel like leather. And your name is Philip Rad, and you don't even have a display picture on YouTube. What the fuck are you?
I never used to get angry. Ever. If you're angry, you're not in control.
Actually, where's the
right?
case? I swear it's got a leather feel.
And it would be very bad for me to lose control.
About ain't got no leather feel. I ain't got my keys. Where's my keys? Yeah. Basically, what he's annoyed about, yeah, because mine got the special edition version in it, and it says right there it includes the Chicago pack. I got them. You remember anyway, because you all seen the gameplay. I got all these exclusive. Well, they weren't exclusive, but you got cars and you got outfits. Because I used the Tommy D'Angelo outfit throughout the whole time that I was playing this. I'm probably gonna go back and finish this at some point. And he's basically sour because I got that, and he didn't get that. I was sad. Oh, just some random dude on the internet who was just bitching about my unboxing, because basically I think the version that he bought, I got my version of this from Smith's as well, so I don't know if it's exclusive to Smith's or something that you get that. This literally jumping out all over the place. Yeah, that Coffin Dodger game does look hilarious, doesn't it? Did you have fun playing it? I thought you did. You better call Saul. And it does have a leather feel to it, because if you look at it, can you see that? That is a different texture to that. That is an actual leather type feel. So yeah, he can stop moaning. Where were we anyway? Claire. Why is it bad to lose control?
Let's say that for another time, shall we? I'm rich, but
yeah,
I'm
but
not
his
made of
copy
money,
doesn't.
and I'm fairly sure my time is up.
Yeah, you don't care about my copy. That's another thing as well that gets irritating. When you unboxed as much stuff as what I have, you'll always get someone who'll buy like a cheaper version, or they'll buy.
My pot figures are in Heathrow at the moment.
Your pot. Okay, we've got an update on the pot figures. They're in Heathrow. They finally made their way to UK. That's what you told me about 3 weeks ago.
You know what they say about us crazy.
Yeah, I bought this. I was like, okay, you sure you ain't been scammed?
Keep up, Doctor.
He probably got it from wish.com. No, I've seen people like buy
fake mine cards.
Yeah, that was like the worst thing someone ever did for me. They were trying to be nice, but this person was ultimately being cheap. They asked me before, when I used to live in Somerset, how much of Pokemon cards to buy. And I said to buy a pack of Pokemon cards. No, what was that shop that we used to go to? Buy Super Drugs. The one where they sold them for £3, and then that shop went out of business. Go through the orchard, there was Super Drugs, and there was that shop that was like 2 doors down. And they ended up going because
This is it?
That's it, yeah.
Oh, funny how I just remembered it.
Yeah, but that shop, I used to buy them in there. I used to buy them in there for like £3. And then the shop ended up going out of business for some reason because they were selling stuff like cheaper than what it was supposed to be sold for. I need to check on my pop figure order from last year that I ordered last year. Yeah, man, that should be on its way. But anyways, that shop ended up going out of business, so that was the cheapest place that you could buy them from. Now, someone that I knew at the time was like, "Oh, I want to buy you something for your birthday."
I suppose that's what I
so
did.
they were like, "Oh, I found all it," and I said like, "I need like." They asked me what cards did I need, and at the time I needed 3 cards for Sun and Moon, 2 ultra rares, and 1 was a secret rare, I think. And I was like, yeah, I just need these 3 cards. They're like, oh, can you not just buy them? And I was like, well, no, if I buy these 3 cards online, it's going to cost me a lot of money. If I pull them in booster packs, it's technically only cost me like £3 or £4 for the booster pack. But obviously it's a chance if you pull it. But because I do YouTube, that gives me videos from my channel, so it worked out better for me that way. And they were like, oh,
well, I can't afford to buy you booster packs, but I'm going to buy you some cards. And this person then said to me, oh, I found all the cards that you wanted. And I was like, what? And they're like, oh yeah, I found GXs, EXs, and all this stuff. And I was like, okay. And they gave me this block of cards, and they were the fakest Pokemon cards ever. And I was just like, oh no. And it made me feel horrible, because I was just like, oh, there's nothing I could do. But yeah, really cheap paper and everything.
Doctor,
And I had to teach my friend at the time
you might want
about
to hear
Pokemon
what
cards.
Ben had to say.
Funny enough.
Quick catch up?
Yeah, they make loads of fake Pokemon cards.
I'm not sure Ben will be coming in for a while. He's still pretty shook up about finding the body. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often in the line of work he's in. Anyway, he said he found the body at exactly 20 minutes past 10. For some reason, the first thing he did was look at his watch. That's all he'd say before he'd shut down. The police weren't very talkative either. Yes, Ben found Dr. Dekker's body on Valentine's night in his office. In your office. The police wanted to know what I was doing Valentine's night, you know, when the body was found. I was at home, all on my lonesome. So I guess that makes me a suspect.
Yeah, you can go at one if you want.
I wouldn't say we were best friends, but we did spend a lot of time together. There's only two of us that work here. I'm sure we'll.
Does the killer change through different responses?
Just try not to get murdered.
No, I think the killer is determined to always be the same person.
Yes,
but
you know, the 14th of February, the day of love. Or
the way
remembering a massacre.
That you speak to them can change. So, I'm going to have to do basically a third playthrough where I go through with a guide and ask them specific questions, because it leads into different answers. Because you can ask them all the questions that are here, but basically there's an order that you have to ask the questions in, and by asking them in this specific order it unlocks different scenarios, and you'll learn different bits of information. Because I was looking at the trophies, one of the trophies is to make Nathan sing a song, which I think is something to do when he's in a trance. So there's another trophy as well, which is
do you think I'm a suspect?
what's it? Don't use a hint. I already messed that one up, because at the start of this, no, not the start of this, I think we're in the first 10 or 20 minutes.
I wasn't expecting that.
I ended up pressing the hint. So there's a trophy to do this without a hint. There's a trophy to play this game for 8 hours. There's also a trophy for...
You'd sort me out.
Called?
I know you didn't agree, but I thought I'd let you know.
There's also a trophy for
That's very kind of you.
Getting 1,000 answers and 1,000 questions.
He was stabbed, so that's quite a personal thing to do.
And there's one you can do at the end, which I know I can get straight away, which is to point out the killer.
Problem with the treatment they were getting.
Which is, you know, I got to the end last time,
exactly,
and I ended up choosing the wrong person, and in the end I got all the way down to Nathan. That was the least likely person that I suspected it to be, and I chose him last. If you choose Nathan as the first person, you get a trophy for that. So I'll get a trophy for doing that.
If you're unhappy enough to kill your therapist,
but
they're probably not doing a very good job. I wasn't really in his social circle, so I don't know if he had any friends. In terms of enemies, I heard things get heated in his office sometimes, but I won't name any names. Susan, Annabelle, Melissa, there are some names, but they're not names of anyone I know. I didn't see it myself, so I don't know, but I heard it was a bit of a mess with all the blood and everything. You know, they have people who clean up after such things, though, so you really can't tell, can you? But don't worry, that's a new chair. All I know is the police took his chair. Forensics, I suppose.
That's different. She never said that before.
I'm having a loop day.
Have you seen the thing I Am Bread, the game?
Yeah.
For some reason I've got it on my console.
What? Why have you got it? It's pretty funny. Have you played it?
Not yet. I think I got it when I downloaded the Surgeon.
It's a do-over day.
You
won't remember.
you probably bought a pack.
What's the name of your assistant?
I Am Bread is a game where you play as a piece of bread.
Yeah, no.
And you have to you can roast yourself on fire. I've seen someone blow themselves up. Someone killed a human in it as well. But you get into your car. If you start the car, you can poison them with carbon monoxide, and you're a piece of bread. Does that sound nice? Does it? Are you smiling?
Well done, Doctor. Yeah. We met at secondary. Wouldn't it be funny if my day loops if you fail to get a
You
question?
can buy game packs where, like, for example, Wales Interactive have a game pack which is like 25 quid,
I agree.
which is like £50, and you get a selection of all the different games that they make. So you might have bought the Surgeon pack, but the Surgeon pack might contain that game, because I'm sure that game isn't more than £2. I'm sure I've seen it for like £1.61 on the store.
I'm having a loop day. It's a do-over day. You won't remember.
Oh yeah, I've got it with the Surgeon.
What's the name of your assistant again?
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I suppose you did remember that yesterday. Can you remember where I met Hannah?
And I got the fruit recently.
Yeah, at secondary school. It's been fun, but I've got a pill.
I'm really worried about
Dr. Dekker gave me this pill. He told me if I took it, I'd never have another loop day.
So don't take it.
It's got a small skull and crossbones on it. Should I take the tablet, Doctor?
No.
You're cool. I don't think this is getting us anywhere, though. I'll see you tomorrow. Again.
Okay, the only reason I did that because that was a different response from what I did last time. I told him to take it and he started.
I'm having a loop day. It's a do-over day. You won't remember it. What's the name of your assistant again? Well done. Can you remember where I met Hannah? Yeah, great. Is there anything you can say that's going to break this loop for me? No, I don't play that game anymore. I never mentioned a pill this time, or a tablet. What the hell is going on here? Are you reliving my days? Something somewhere has changed since you arrived. Like some kind of sim theory. It's a thing. Some professor believes we could be living inside a computer simulation and someone is controlling us. And there are millions of these sims. And someone, somewhere behind a keyboard is just causing havoc. I'm starting to think you have that keyboard, Doctor. Wait, don't answer that.
The controller.
I don't want to know.
Midnight each day.
On Valentine's night.
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home.
David is my husband.
All on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing.
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black out.
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
Naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
Act 2. Valentine's.
Ooh. Deja vu. Are you sitting in exactly the same place I left you last night? Oh, that's where it all starts, Doctor. Anyway, do you think you can fit me in today? Looking at the diary, it's just the usual suspects, and you must be getting sick of them already. I've got this for you. 2. It's some more footage from Professor Alderby that was hiding away. Well, come find me if you need anything.
Hello again, Doctor. I had a bit of a shaky loop incident, but let's not talk about it. Yesterday, I set fire to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I just wanted the day to move forward. I instantly regretted it. And lo and behold, here we are, a new day. Hannah's clothes are a pile of ashes.
This guy is just an idiot.
Dr. Dekker felt that Hannah was holding me back. The memories of
The
Hannah.
doctor gave him a pill
In
that
his
looked
opinion,
like
I
it was
holding on to
probably
the
like
past. So I
laced
guess it
with rat
cursed me.
poison.
That's even a
He
thing.
thinks he's reliving the same day over and over and over again. He's got that malicious
I was at Henley
smile.
Church on Valentine's Day, visiting Hannah's grave. It was the anniversary of her death. Her parents wanted a huge funeral with all the trimmings. Hannah would never have come for it. But it does give me somewhere to visit. I got to write the epitaph. We walk alone without our angel. I've been alone since Hannah. I can't imagine anyone ever replacing her. Not that I've looked. Do you think I should look for someone else?
Last time I told him yes.
So,
This time I'm going to tell him no.
Thanks, Doctor. I appreciate that. I still don't think I'm ready to move forward in that respect. Yes, Dr. Dekker cursed me. I don't really want to talk about it, but let's just say I blame him for the way I am. Can you give me some advice, Doctor? I've kept almost all of her stuff as she left it. It's just the clothes. I've decided to burn those yesterday, so here I am. Hannah loved clothes. Every season, she'd donate her entire wardrobe to some charity or another, and only buy stuff she loved. I was left with winter. I don't even know what her favourite season was. Does it matter? What's your favourite season, Doctor? If you like winter, you're supposed to be hard-working and analytical. I suppose that increases my chances of you curing my problem. I don't think winter was Hannah's favourite season. Not colourful enough. I've been trying to think how I can get past today. I've come up with a couple of choices. I could set fire to Hannah's photographs. I've got them in Dropbox anyway. But setting fire to the clothes did the trick. Or setting fire to a rocking chair.
Okay.
She sounds like an old lady, but she loved that rocking
Last
chair.
time I got him to set
which I've not
fire
sat
to
in
the photos
since.
because he's already got them saved to the
Which one do you think's
on
best?
the Dropbox. But now I'm going to get him to set fire to the rocking chair, but I got a feeling he's going to burn his house down.
Set fire to the rocking chair. I never like the way it moves forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. I left Henley Church about 11 o'clock on Valentine's Day. I was talking to an archaeologist who said they'd uncovered some fossils resembling a strange cephalopod-like creature. Strange place to find an octopus, really. What? Do you think I've got something to do with Dr. Dekker's murder? Maybe you should ask your assistant who Dekker saw that day. I'm not religious, but when I wrote Hannah's epitaph, I knew her parents would want some acknowledgement of the great bearded one. But she was an angel to me. She was an angel to everyone. It was a missed call. It was Valentine's Day, so I wasn't in the mood for conversation. She's dead. Thanks for bringing that up. She was interested. Maybe I misread. Maybe she was just being kind. I suppose most women wouldn't enjoy me talking about my dead ex for hours. It's a sea creature, like an octopus. I suppose they find dinosaur bones everywhere. Just because we're on land now doesn't mean millions of years ago this place wasn't at the bottom of an ocean. I like winter. Being snowed in with Hannah, just the two of us. It's paradise.
was at Henley Church. They had a
it's the
service
weird
that
old
ran
bug
right
lady.
up till midnight. For us less fortunates without a love in their life. Well, now. Do you have someone, Doctor? Do you have a love in your life? Garden club. You should come with me one night. It's a lovely way to meet new people. I'm Lacey Hendricks. So you don't know about me then? Where to start? My next door neighbour in Jobson Hill, where I live, she was murdered. 80, and they diversion burgled her. But she was wise to it and started calling the police. They slit her throat with a bread knife. So I started a neighbourhood watch.
Logic was there. Oh look, I'm gonna go back and open downstairs now and shut the door.
It was me and Agnes. Everyone else thought we were overreacting. If they want their throats cut, that's up to them, living in their bubbles. But Agnes... Poor Agnes. She went missing, and still is. And that's what people think. But it's not the truth. It killed them. It looks normal enough. A smartly dressed, door-to-door saleswoman. I know because I heard my other neighbours shout at her. No Jehovah's! They think anyone knocking is a Jehovah. But she said she was selling double glazing. I don't know, I didn't answer the door. Best not to nowadays. But I watched her go to Agnes's. Poor Agnes. She let her right into her house. I could only see the silhouette. It turned from a person into a, well, it looked like, I guess you'd call it a Medusa. Snakes for her face. And Agnes just fell to the floor.
God, she's dreaming, isn't she?
A few minutes later, the woman left, smiling like the cat that got the cream.
I think she's talking about what she eats.
Wow.
I saw it with my own eyes. What more proof do I need? You're starting to sound like Dr. Dekker. He didn't believe me either. I didn't have much luck with him, like I said. He didn't believe me. He thought I was having a hallucination caused by the stress of my neighbour being so brutally murdered. Where is Agnes, though? I haven't found her, have they? Have they? They haven't found her because that thing ate her. Or made her disappear or something. Her useless husband managed to survive unscathed, though. Don't know much about him, other than the fact that he looks at me like I'm 6 foot under every time we meet. He doesn't seem too bothered she's gone missing either. He did at first, when the police were crawling around. But now they've gone, that's stopped. If I hadn't seen that thing eat her, I'd... No. He's a weaselly little man who spends far too much time in his garden. It's probably like the National Trust back there. The constant digging and building, pruning and sawing. What a thing to say! Why would you say that? I kept watching the front door after that saleswoman had left and nothing. She didn't leave. And he can't get out the back since the council sold the garage block. Ron's a gardener, not a killer. Unless... Agnes said Ron was laying the foundations for a new greenhouse. You don't think...
The greenhouse of doom. Dun dun dun. And the plot thickens.
I need to call the police. I need to call them now. But they won't listen to me. I tried to tell them about the monster, but they didn't believe me. They won't believe me about this, I promise you. Please, could you call them, Doctor? I'll get someone else to do it. I suppose I shouldn't really expect any help from you. Dr. Dekker used to call me the leech lady. He said that I leech thoughts from people, suck them right out of their heads. And I can put thoughts in there too. I'm not that clever though, am I, Doctor? I mean, it's not as if I was having an affair with Ron and Agnes was in the way and needed to disappear. So I made this story up. I mean, what do you think I do for a living anyway? Doctor, you're so good. We're going to get on just fine.
We went out for drinks. Didn't you know? He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be. I know, it's pretty hard to believe, isn't it? I feel pretty ugly. But I think I have a nice smile. I didn't do anything on Valentine's Day. I washed my hair, and then I walked along the beach for the whole night. It's actually true. I saw one of your patients, actually. The nurse. She was on the pier with someone. Pretty much all of the night, too, so I can vouch for her, even though she probably didn't see me. I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts. New doctor and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Dekker. Dr. Dekker dated his patients. That's not good behavior, is it? I haven't been back to the beach since our last session. Kind of missed it. I think her name was Scarlett? One of his patients, an older woman. I guess that's how he liked them. You do something a lot, you're gonna miss it. I suspect I'll go back there soon, but it's helped with the blackouts. Yeah, drinks. I think Dr. Dekker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink. I guess it was a couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything. I noticed in our sessions that he'd been acting a little strange. He just didn't seem right. I wanted to find out what was wrong. Lots of people find me attractive, but I've seen something truly beautiful. It makes me feel dull by comparison. I have a recurring dream where I find something beautiful in the sea. But I don't know you that well yet, Doctor. Let's wait a while before I tell you my most intimate secrets.
Sorry to cut in, Doctor. I've just had a phone call from a solicitor. Ben's trying to sue us for nervous shock. Should I go and see him to talk it out, or should I find a solicitor to represent us? Sorry to be pushy, I just think we should act quickly before it's too late. Okay, well, just let me know. So, should I get a solicitor, or shall we try and talk it out with him? I think we should get a solicitor. I know the perfect firm. I'll do it all, don't worry about it. And that's why we've got insurance for these kinds of things anyway. But the cheek of it. Hey you, thanks for helping me with this grief thing. I'm not sure I have it though. I don't really know where to start. I feel a bit numb. Maybe we should just talk about him. It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chat.
I always suspected her for some reason.
He used
I don't know
to
why.
work late with me and tell me things about the patients, things that I probably shouldn't have heard, but did. What do you think of the patients? Nah, perhaps you shouldn't say. You can ask me. Go on, I'll tell you what I think. On Valentine's Day, Dr. Dekker had a session with Claire Castleford at 11 and that nurse, Elin, at 3. Everyone else cancelled. You should see this place Christmas Eve. I was at home though, so I don't actually know who came in. Dr. Dekker did phone and ask me for Nathan's number. It was a bit strange. We'd worked late together on all sorts of things. He was preoccupied with finding patterns in patients, trying to find some kind of order. Oh, I just want to cuddle Nathan all up. He's such a mess. He's always in the same clothes. You know, he barely talks to me though. It's the same hello every time. He reminds me of Tom. Tom was a quiet mess, like Nathan. Youngish, in his early 20s. He taught piano, but he did have a strange hobby.
What was Tom's hobby?
Tom liked to base jump. That's basically falling from a huge building or mountain and pulling your parachute before you hit the ground. He started to think he could fly. Dr. Dekker tried to talk him out of it, but Tom had to prove his point. So one day, Tom decided to base jump without a parachute.
Hold on.
Can you guess what happened? Mariana is a special girl. You know, there's something about her that just makes you want to follow her. Maybe that's what a trendsetter looks like. Mainly he was searching for a common experience the patients might have had. That's what led them to his office. He'd study everything, even the referral letters. Elin seems like a lovely person. I'm not really sure why she's here.
Yeah, you say that, she's crazy.
I think Bryce has a lot of misdirected anger. I don't think I like him that much. You know, sometimes when things overrun, he's outside waiting for you, and he stares at me as if he's undressing me with his eyes. You know, he's not the first person that's done that, but still, you know, it feels worse coming from him.
Probably would, because he's a bit freaky.
Claire seems to be shaken by something. You know, I offer her drinks every time she comes in, but she always refuses them. It's as if she just wants to come in, get her session over with, and then run off to do something else. It's a bit rude, isn't it? Yes. Letters, parking tickets, holiday destinations. You know, I find those referral letters... He was sure there was a pattern in them. He did die. He was hit by a rock from further up the mountain. He never got to fly. Nathan thinks he knows what his problem is too, but if he's not careful, he'll get hit by that rock. I wish I'd said goodbye.
Wouldn't you like to know? Is our session up now? People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Dekker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but we weren't seeing each other. Some girls say that they're washing their hair when they don't want to go out, but I was genuinely washing my hair. Do you think my hair's pretty, Doctor? Thanks for the honesty, I guess. Maybe I should stop asking you things. I'm insecure, Doctor. Isn't it obvious? I'm not seeing anyone at the moment. Are you offering, Doctor? It sounded like an offer to me, Doctor. I've danced around in my living room, but no clubs since last time. I like dancing around in my underwear. Sometimes less.
I haven't had a great day, to be honest. Someone accused me of stealing from my patients, which I would never do. Plus, Hilda's getting worse. Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell. I need to see her before it's too late. Yes, I had a session with Dr. Dekker on Valentine's Day. 3 o'clock, I think. Just a few hours later, he was... I still can't get over it. This? Well, it started with this. It's a locket. Alice, one of my patients, gave it to me before she died. I have a few other things.
Alright guys, this stream's going to run until 1, and then I'm going to take a break.
One patient gave me a little china bird.
And stream for like
They're not valuable,
half an hour
just
to an hour.
trinkets really.
But I'm going to play Star Wars Races.
Strictly speaking, all of the patient's belongings should be passed on to family members after they die. But Alice's son never visited. He didn't care about his mum. Why would he care about some worthless piece of jewellery? It just doesn't feel right to me. What do you think, Doctor? Am I wrong to keep the locket? Help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way. I don't see the harm. Alice wanted me to have it. You and Terry and all the other nurses just don't understand. Actually, I had a hot date. It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date, different to what I'm used to. It was very traditional, old-fashioned, you know? Dinner at a nice restaurant. Then we went for a little walk along the pier. Held hands, had a bit of a kiss. Then he called a cab, and I went home, alone. I think it was about 11 when I left Max. I'm sure you could check with the taxi company if you really wanted to, if you think I need an alibi. Hilda wants to see her daughter. She's in Australia, so I'm going to have to use my talent. I can change my skin.
Yeah.
What I look like. I can turn into a patient's loved one. I just hold their hand and ask them to imagine that the person they want to see is sitting right here next to them, and I become them. It's how I help them move on. That's how I comfort them. I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone. I can sense it, you know? It's like when you're outside and there's a sudden change in the light or the air feels different and you know it's going to rain. It's like that. I always know when one of my patients is fading, even before the doctors know. Their energy changes. It sounds silly when I put it into words. Oh, I sound like my mum. Dr. Dekker seemed fine on Valentine's Day. He seemed to be in a good mood. It didn't seem like anything was bothering him. Of course, it was Terry that accused me of stealing. One of the other nurses. She's actually trying to make out that I'm some kind of HSK. Healthcare serial killer. You know, like those nurses that kill loads of their patients. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. Anyway, because a few of my patients have died on me, and some of those patients have given me gifts, Terry thinks it means that I've been killing them off. His name is Max. He's really sweet, but I don't see a future between us. He's not really my type. I've known Max a couple of years, but this is the first time we've been on a date. I don't think he's boyfriend material.
It's the anniversary of my parents' death today. I went to the lake house. I always go to the lake house anyway, but it's also where they died. They died of carbon monoxide poisoning. I was staying at a friend's house. Otherwise, I would have died too. The day Dr. Dekker was killed, I had a session with him in the morning at my usual time, 11 o'clock. That was the last time I saw him. Dr. Dekker made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. I'll be taking it to the grave with me, though. As did he. I stood for a while, looking across the water. It's peaceful there. It's the place that makes me feel the most. There was a girl there, by the lake, only about 9 or 10. She was fishing, if you can call it that, with one of those nets on a stick. I don't know why I talked to her. She looked sad. I don't usually talk to children, but she seemed different, special. I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I, Doctor? David had been hunting again, and, well, she's seen some of the skins he hung around the lake house. David wasn't there. Or at least I didn't see him. I didn't go inside. I forgot my key, and the spare was missing. I know. I shouldn't have talked to her. It was dangerous. Animal skins. David hunts, then skins. It's horrible, really. He's not really good at either job, so the skins still have great lumps of bloody carcass hanging off them. I'm sure he'll get better with practice. I don't know. I suppose she just reminded me of me. I spent a lot of time alone as a child. She said she was trying to catch some strange creatures that she's seen in the water. I don't know. Minnows, probably. Everything is strange when you're a child. It was 12 years ago. I was still very young. Too young to be an orphan, anyway. I had to toughen up quickly. Love? Yes. I suppose I always will. Valentine's Day night, I was at the lake house, watching David, like I always do. Met isn't the right word. David has always been there, in the shadows, on the periphery. I move in very exclusive circles. You tend to see the same faces. I don't move in any circles anymore. Those people were my parents' friends, not mine. He has trouble with his mental faculties and is getting worse. Yes. I watch him and make sure nothing bad happens.
There's something I want to tell you about. Something else that's wrong with me. I think I've been getting a bit out of control in my hour. When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously. It took me a while to work out that everyone was frozen and only I could move. because I live on my own. What would you do, Doctor, if you had an hour where everyone was frozen? Go to a fairground? Ha! That was just an example, Doctor. I'm sure you can come up with more exciting things to do than that. I did think, what good could I do, other than catch up with work? I did see a woman who was having her purse snatched, so I gave her purse back. And the crook, I placed him on a bus a few blocks away. I have no idea where it was going. She'd never really be able to thank me, so I took another picture. Yes, I would steal too, and I have stolen. I ran out of milk, so I thought I'd go to the local all-night shop and get some more. I was absolutely intending to pay, but when I got there, everyone was frozen. I thought about leaving money on the counter, but that seemed weird. The cashier would wake and suddenly this money would have appeared from nowhere. But I've stolen bigger things. I spent most of Valentine's Day at the art gallery. Well, the evening part, anyway. They had a display with the theme, Love Conquers All. I didn't get most of the paintings, but they were well done. Well, that makes me feel a little better. There's a young mother, divorced, who lives opposite me.
But,
Jessica.
thank you once again
She's
for watching.
friendly and says
Don't
hello
forget
to
to
me,
subscribe.
smiles.
Turn on them post notifications if you haven't
I've always
already.
wondered what she looks like.
You can leave a big like on this video if you have enjoyed watching.
So
And
one
the next
hour,
video that I do
broke into her
will be
house.
Star Wars races.
She was standing in her bedroom.
And
I took it as a sign.
I'll catch up with you all very, very soon.
I took
I
off her
appreciate
clothes and
all the recent views that we've been getting. You guys have been putting in tremendous effort. So big shout out to you. Have a lovely day. And I'll see you all in another video.